Hey guys, welcome to Cozy Womb Podcast. My name is Shan, Mama of the Girls. This is season 4. This series will be primarily just about women who are out here just doing it up. And when I say doing it up, doing it in their own way, running their businesses, not momming the traditional way, not working the traditional way, just really out here cutting their own pattern as to who they want to be and what they want to become. So this series is primarily about great women who are among us and just really picking their minds and seeing what their why is. I'm very interested in what women today why is, as to what they do, why they do it, how do they feel while they do it, and really just representing and shouting out other women. So that's what this series is. Welcome to Cozy Womb Podcast. Let's get into it. Have you ever heard of Hey Black Mom? It's a brand and website dedicated to making Black mothers feel informed, inspired, safe, entertained, heard, and empowered through a global space of sharing. Telling stories and sharing narratives that the ever-complex melanin mommy can relate to. Hey Black Mom offers a platform for their voices to be exclaimed and applauded. Hey Black Mom was created by Jessica Jackson, a recovering sports journalist with a passion for words and stories. When she had her first child in 2016, her energy shifted and created HeyBlackMom.com. Their content ranges from columns about the dark side of motherhood, coronavirus, human interest pieces such as the story of a mom in kidney failure fighting for her life, and features about Black business, guest commentary, event coverage, and more. Visit the website to find out additional information about what Jessica is doing for us through storytelling. Be sure to subscribe to the email list, and while you're there, check out Hey Black Mom on social at Hey Black Mom. Jessica is passionate about the space she created and continues to develop, and hope you will be too. Thanks for checking out Hey Black Mom. Now back to the show.
Here we go.
Back to the show.
Back to the show.
And this is episode 9, and we are speaking on a lovely mother, how can I explain it? Very hands-on, very fashionable mom through everything. I've been watching her over the years, from her into fashion to her into decor. And I'm just like, oh gosh, she's in interior design too. And, I've just seen her really grow. And then she's really into, making a plate look fashionable. And she's a traveling chef. She's a mother of 2. She's a wife, and she's doing it all, and she's looking good while she do it. And her name is Mrs. Kia Denise. Welcome to the podcast.
I love that intro. How are you?
I'm good. Tell the people about yourself. Like, who is Kia?
Kia Denise is the head chef of Cooking with Kia and Kia Denise LLC. She loves fashion. She's a go-getter, and she is probably the hardest hustler that she knows.
Hey, so like when I came across your page, I was like, okay, she's into fashion. I'm into fashion, so I'm gonna just keep my eye on her. And then I was like, okay, she's into like good decor. Okay. And then I feel like out the blue, this passion and this love for cooking came. And I'm just like, what else can she do? And I'm just like, where did this come from? So I want to know where your love for fashion came. I want to know where your love for, like, I feel like design and fashion goes hand in hand. So I understand that.
Yeah.
But then like this complete love and passion for cooking and plating, I'm just like,
oh my God. So, I have a very strong background in art. Mm-hmm. I used to get the awards, top student. I just love art. I love beautiful colors. I could stare at it all day. So when I fell in love with fashion, I used to watch runway shows, and I used to see like the colors flowing down the runway, and I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing. These women look beautiful, like, oh, and I started to like dress my friends. I was a thrift store shopper. Mm-hmm. So I would get all the bold, bright colors and pairiness, and I would shop for my friends, and then my sister would ask me to style her, and that's kind of how I really got started into styling. I started just styling my sister, and we would like take pictures and post it on Facebook and everything. But what I noticed within the fashion industry and styling was it's a high demand, but a lot of people who are hiring you are also just getting started as well. So styling is extreme as F, okay? Like, you have to go to this store to get this piece. You have to send 20 emails just to have 3 people say you can pull from them. Yeah. You have to have insurance. You have to do this and this. And, I did it for a while, and it paid off well. And I never do anything for money, but because half of my styling gigs I wasn't even paid for. But what I learned was the strenuous, like the stress was way too much. Like, it just was like too much for me to be receiving like too little. And I'm not even like talking about like profit. I'm talking about like my credit. Like,
your effort,
I would have people,
your sweat.
Like I would be ripping and running all day for people to post pictures to not even give me the credit of styling. I'm like, no. So when I had my first son, us moms, we shift gears. Like, it's all about the baby now. I have to put food on this table. This styling stuff is cute, but it's not bringing in any income. Mm-hmm. So I always loved food. And when I say like always, I'm talking about like 7, 8, 9. I'm sitting in the house summertime while everybody outside playing. Mm-hmm. And my mom like, why are you in the house? And I'm sitting there literally watching Emeril Lagasse, Food Network, seeing him sprinkle some parsley and going bam. And I'm like, oh my God, he said bam when he put the parsley on the food. Yeah. And at that time, I didn't know that it's like so weird how everything came full circle. Like at that time, I didn't know that I would be in love with cooking, but I just knew that me watching the Food Network and watching how they cooked and everything was like so, like, it just was so fulfilling to me. Mm-hmm. My mom used to be like, girl, you just ate. You can't be hungry. I'm like, Mom, I'm not hungry, but for some reason, I'm interested. I didn't know why. I'm too young, Mm-hmm. So when I had my first son, I'm like, oh my God, I have to feed this little man.
Right.
Because at that point, me and my husband, we was going out every day, every weekend. We going to restaurants.
No.
Girl, we just tossing the money out the window. Hey, the money. So when we had our first son, I'm like, holy shit, I have to cook for this little human. And that's when I got on Pinterest. And Pinterest, I'm like, what are these recipes? And, and what I don't do well is I don't follow instructions well. I dropped out of college twice. I dropped out of college twice. I do not like taking orders from people. Yeah. I just don't. Like, my whole life, I knew eventually I would be doing something by myself. Like, I knew I would be working for myself because I cannot. So I would look at the recipes on Pinterest and I would just look at it and like, okay, they did this. All right, let me do this. I got the base of it, but now let me put my own little, twist on it. That's what I like to specialize in. I can look at a recipe, but then, all right, let me put the Kia spin on it. Let me add a little bit more seasoning salt than what they're talking about, that one pinch of salt and pepper. You know how they cook their food. So when I started looking at Pinterest and I started doing the recipes and everything, us moms, we hit motherhood full on. It's like full speed ahead. We don't care about nobody else, not even our damn selves.
Yes.
So I'm out here looking crazy as hell. My son is wearing the flyest of the flyest, and I'm just
I'm seeing. I'm just like, okay, how is she doing this?
Girl, I'm looking crazy. So what I started to do was, this is when Instagram, the story option came about, because a lot of my followers were like, girl, you disappeared. I disappeared after I had my first son. Mm-hmm. I was gone. Like 3-4 months, y'all ain't see me, nothing. So after I got on an Instagram story, I'm like, my day-to-day life, I didn't say it was boring, but it's really basic. I'm in the house with my baby. You know, I ain't take my son outside till he was like 6 months. So, you know, it's first time mom's child. So I'm like, how can I keep my audience engaged with me when I'm not styling anymore? I'm not even leaving my damn house. Yeah. So I said, I'll cook. You know, I'm already cooking and I like to make my food look pretty. And the way I cook, and this is every time I cook, I don't care what time of the day it is. Y'all can judge if y'all want. But when I cook, I need my music. If it's the morning, I'm either sipping a mimosa, or if it's at night, I'm either sipping a glass of wine. I like to cook and like be in the mood and, you know, like really enjoy it. And I feel like that's what honestly makes my food good. So when I started sharing my Instagram story, people was like, oh my God, like this is a vibe. Like your food look good. What's this playlist you playing? You know? I'm like, oh my God, okay, they like it. And that's when people started asking me about teaching them how to cook. And I'm like, teach me how to cook, girl. Right. I'm teaching myself how to cook, you know? So I ended up pregnant with my second son. And at this point, I'm telling my husband, I'm like, listen, I'm not going back to my job. So you got me 2 boys. Yeah. We best to figure this out. I'm not working no more. Yeah. So he was like, why don't you just start cooking classes? And I was like, oh, that's interesting. And then how I did my cooking classes was I didn't want it to be so teaching. I wanted to bring what I do in my kitchen to people. So I kind of made it like a trap and cook type of thing, you know? So when we do my cooking classes, it's music, drinks, you know, it's like a real, you know, vibe. That's like, an experience. So that's what I started bringing to them. And when I tell you them things took off and I was like, oh, hell, you know, okay, people like this. So when I started being booked for a catering gig, I got booked for a gig in Arizona. And I was like, y'all want to hire me to do what now? Like, that's when I was like, oh, I need to step it up. So that's when I started looking at plating and colors and how to like really make like a plate pop. Then once I did that, I started doing like private chef gigs, and from there it just like took off. Like I just absolutely love, my aesthetic is like, you know, beautiful things. Like I love my plating and I love fashion. I love art. So I try to pretty much like combine everything. Like if you see my posts, it's pretty much most of my posts I'm like, this is art. This is not food.
It is.
Don't you dare call this food. This is art.
Because I wouldn't even know what to put on the plate first to make it sit how it do, look how it do. And I'm just like, oh my God. And then the way that you brought it in where, you know, you were into fashion and then you still see the fashion, because I've never seen you cook or be within a experience of a cooking experience and you ain't dressed to the nines. I'm just like, she the chef though. Like I'm not understanding. And then when you remodeled your kitchen, I'm just like, wait a minute. And then she's like, oh yeah, and I'm working on, you know, my book. I'm just like, wait a minute. Like she's not stopping, and I'm just like,
I don't stop. I am a workaholic. I got my first job at the age of 11. I was being paid under the table because, and this is a funny story because I had posted this on somebody's page the other day. My mom, like when we would shop, she would buy me the ugliest clothes. The ugliest clothes. But she just would be like, she was cheap. She was cheap. She would be like, hey, it's this. I'm like, no, Mom, this is ugly. She's like, well, you gonna wear it because I'm paying for it. And I sat there and I said, I'm getting a job because I need to buy my own stuff. Like I said, I was always into fashion. And I'm like, you got me out here looking crazy. Mm-hmm. So I got my working papers and I got my first job at 11 at this law firm. Girl, I didn't know what I was doing. All I knew is he was paying me like $8,000 an hour. I went and got my own little cell phone. I went and bought all my school clothes for my my 12th grade year. I mean my 8th grade year, whatever that was.
Yeah.
And after I got a taste of that, I was like, oh my God, I'm never going back. I love having my own. Like,
where is your family from? Where are you from?
We're from South Philly and Southwest.
Boom! I'm from Southwest Philly. Well, my parents are Jamaican, but that whole drive of do it yourself is an up north thing. So now I completely get it. Done.
Yeah, we from 54th and Springfield, girl. I don't play that. Like, and then, but it was only like me. Like, I was the middle child. Like, my little sister was spoiled. My brother could never do no wrong. But me, like, I was working forever. So, like, when I was how old was I? I was a sophomore, and I was leaving school at 10:30 because I had way too many credits. Because like I said, I took all the art programs. I took all the art. I took sewing. I took the cooking class. I took home decor. I took all of that. So once they dropped our credit, like our credit recommendations, I was way above. So I was leaving school at 10:30. Girl, I was going to King of Prussia Mall working a full-time job. Okay? My sophomore year, I was working a full-time job.
Oh, man.
I never played about my coins. So when y'all see me doing all of this, I'm just like, I love the thrill of like getting to it. I swear, it's just like when we got stuck with this virus and this quarantine thing, I was really sad the first day because all my clients was like, postpone, cancel. And I'm like, okay, devil, you really trying to fuck with me right now. Like, all right, cool. So I'm sitting there, I'm like, what can I do? And I'm like, I'm gonna do virtual classes.
Boom! I was about to say, hey.
Girl, okay?
Yeah.
I got the tripod. Let me set this up. My kitchen is cute, you know?
Yeah.
And at my classes, I still bring the good music. We still taking shots. We still toasting. We still all via camera, child.
Mm-hmm.
All via camera. I'm like, y'all not stopping me. I don't care what's going on. And then I say on top of that, okay, let me sell my recipes. I'm in a house now. I don't have nothing but time to type these recipes. I might as well sell them. And somebody be like, well, why are you not selling your classes for like $30, $40? I'm selling them for $10 because we all going through a struggle time right now. So why would I hit y'all over the head with a price? Well, I know damn well if somebody told me $30, I wouldn't want to pay that for myself.
Yeah, you're gonna be resistant, but if it's $10, you'd be like, okay, that's nothing.
You know, it's $10, and I'm giving you, it's like a break. And I be telling moms, like, put your kids to bed. Like, I really want y'all to really just like unwind and like have a good time. Half the people that did my first class, they all came back. They was like, that was so like fun, therapeutic. I actually needed that. Like, can you send me your playlist? Like, you know, so like I said, like, I really don't do it for the money. I just know, like myself, I need certain things like that.
Yeah.
You know, I need to still feel sane, and I need to still keep it moving and, you know, have a good time. So that's what I just try to bring to, you know, my clients and everything. Because at the end of the day, I do all of this out of love. Like, I 100% love this. And it's like so weird to me how all of this came full circle because, like I said, I used to watch Food Network and everything, and I'm like, holy shit, I am actually a chef. And now I'm applying to Food Network like shows.
As you should, because I feel like more women would watch it, especially when they could relate. And
exactly,
you're gonna take the out of cooking. You know what I'm
exactly
saying?
Like, people be like, they used to be like, how do you cook every night after work? Because I enjoy it. Like, honestly, if I'm in a bad mood, y'all getting hot dogs and baked beans. I'm not even about to fake the funk. not even about to. Because what I tell myself is, if I'm not putting love into it, no matter what I'm doing, like no matter what I'm making, it could be filet mignon. If I'm not putting love into it, it's not going to turn out good.
Right.
It's not. So when everybody be asking me, like, how does your food turn out good? It's because I really cook with my whole heart. Like, I be in my clients' homes, dancing in their kitchen, dancing with them. I got this one video. I was in Atlanta cooking for a client. Her mom was on crutches, girl. Her mom dropped the crutches. Me and her in the kitchen dancing. Like, you got to do this with your whole heart. If not, it's not going to work, you know? And that's with anything. So that's what I like, try to bring to people, like a good time. And I just love it. Girl, you got me getting emotional. I cannot.
As you should. And it's inspiring for women and just people in general to connect with something they love to do and figure out how to move that into creating the life they want to live. And you are the epitome of doing that. And to do that and have family and have support, like, how did you develop a team of people to help your vision become what it is?
So I think when I first started, my mom probably just looked at it as it was like a hobby. But as I started to travel more and as people like started to reach out to me more, and I'm doing interviews more, my mom was sitting back like, oh shit, my daughter is actually doing the damn thing. Like, my mom was always hardest on me. Like I said, I was the middle child. So when I had my first son, she's like, all right, you do that shit yourself, whatever, that's your son.
Yeah.
When I had my second son and my business actually picked up, she really stepped up. And my husband, he is like the biggest supporter. And he like right now, I'm like, husband, I gotta go take this interview. He like, all right, I'll put the boys to bed, Or I'll say, husband, I got a gig on Thursday. He's like, all right, I'll take, them, go do what you gotta do, or whatever. So and don't get me wrong, it's times where he like, all right, now you're doing a lot now,
Yeah.
Need you home, da 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 da. Cause like when I take something on, it's like full speed ahead. I'm like gun ho, like nonstop. But he really is very hands on with the boys, and he's the entrepreneur himself. So with a lot of the times are like he'll be doing his thing, tap out. I gotta go do my thing. I come back, he gotta go do his thing. So it's a lot of ripping and running, and then that's kind of where my mom comes into play. And like my sister, she we like best friends. We're 2 years apart. She steps in a lot. But what I've been noticing now with my whole family is they see that I'm really building something. Like even my brothers, like, to them, I'm little Kiki. Like, Kiki, all right, Kiki, all right, But now that they actually see that I'm getting attention from people and like I'm really starting to, book some high profile clients and everything, they're even stepping up. So, I mean, I guess it's unfortunate that it took for it to get to this point where they can take it serious, but now that we're here and they're supporting me the way that they are, it's just a beautiful thing. And as far as building the team, it's so hard.
I can only imagine.
It is so fucking hard. Like, I don't understand why it's so hard. Like, I was just at a point like 3 months ago where I'm like, yo, my team is legit. We in here, we doing this. But I will tell you this, and you will barely find anybody that's going to believe in your dream as much as you do.
Right.
That's the unfortunate thing about a team. A lot of people come in here thinking that this shit is jokes and it's fun. I be having people that I hire, they quit a week later because they're like, oh, I didn't sign up for this.
Yeah.
I have a lot of people that just look at the glitz and glamour, and I'm like, no, baby, when my edges is sweat out and I'm out here looking crazy, y'all don't see that part. I don't have to show you that part, but this is what it takes for me to get to, my next level. I've been hiring and firing people this whole year.
Hiring and firing, like Kanye said.
Yo, hiring and firing, it just makes, I just be scratching my head like, why? Like, I just don't, I don't understand it. But unfortunately, it builds much tougher skin. Like, when I fired my first person, girl, I cried. I'm like, oh my God. Because I have a lot of people who I'm paying who actually are dependent on the income from me.
Yeah.
But I have to choose my company over that person. And that's what I've gotten a lot better with. It's like, listen, it's either you or my fucking business going down the drain, and I'm not having it.
Right, because if something's wrong, they're not gonna say, you know what, her worker such and such did this. They're gonna say, her. Yes.
it's coming back on me. So I gotta like, you gotta go. All right, it's good to know you. Gotta go. You fine. I love you. You gotta go. And don't get me wrong. Everybody who I have let go, I still talk to. Mm-hmm. They still hit me up for advice. I still like my old assistant. We were texting today. Like I'm not that kind of. I'm not an evil like person. You know, like I'm a very kind-hearted person. I wear my heart on the sleeve. So if I ever let anybody go, it's never like ill will. And they know it too. Like they know.
It's a learning thing, because if you can, you know, do something professionally and be like, you know what, you're not a right fit, but I don't want to see you in life. Let me know if you need anything. That's for them to understand, you know what, it wasn't personal. It's really,
never.
That wasn't a right fit for me, and they seen that and they could respect it. And that's what it boils down to.
Exactly. I never had nobody that I let go tell me I was wrong for doing what I had to do. Yeah. Like, never. It's like they just knew, like, yeah, I was fucking up. Okay. You know, like, my one assistant, her side job was photography. I let her go a couple months ago, and I cried because she was the first person I brought on board. You know, she really was my rider and everything, but she just had a lot going on. I'm having my event May 23rd. I hit her up like, hey, you want to do the photography for my event? She's like, hell yeah. You know, like, that's the kind of person I am. I'm not, you know, I'm not mean or evil, but if it comes down to you or my business, it's going to be my business. Right. I done sacrificed way too much. My ass done been in the hospital for this business. I done lost weight, gained weight, lost weight again. Stress, my hair falling out, lost my edges. Like, you know? Yeah. It's my business over all y'all.
Because you got to take care of other people, you know? You are not alone.
Yeah, when I took this, it was cute when I was still working my 9 to 5 and doing this. But when I quit my 9 to 5, I don't got time for no games.
Oh, yeah. So with everything going on, how do you find the balance in like, okay, you know what? I need to be here now. This has to be turned off, or this has to be on pause. How do you find the balance and everything?
It took me a while. I really stressed myself out. Woo. So I quit my job a week before my wedding.
Oh, wow.
Stress! Girl, mind you, I'm already finished. Listen, let me take some more. Okay. So I'm already stressed the hell out from planning this wedding. We paid for our wedding ourselves. But we made it happen. So I quit my job once the whole wedding was paid off and everything. And after that, we were broke. Pretty much broke. Like, the gifts and everything that we received pretty much covered not even 10% of what we put out for the wedding. So what we did with that was we just paid our mortgages off, you know. Paid the mortgages off. I paid like my Pico because I have a triplex, so my mortgage is covered by my tenants. So I didn't have to worry about that. So once we did that, now I'm like stressing. I'm like, okay, I have to figure this out. I didn't exactly know how far I was going to go with this, but I knew that 9 to 5 was going to kill me. It just was stressing me out. I was coming home, yelling at my boys, because now I'm taking this frustration home from work, you know?
Yeah.
I'm working 9 to 5. I'm picking my son up at 6:30. Dinner done by 8:30, 9 o'clock. Y'all going to bed by 9:30. It was too much.
You don't feel like you see your people. You feel like you're doing things. You're not.
When I sat there, I said, I spend about 4 hours with my son out of a day.
Yeah.
That's horrible. And when I did them calculations of them hours, I said, oh, this is not going to work. And I knew my son was going to kindergarten. We was looking for private school. So I said, eventually one of us going to have to quit.
Yeah.
Because he was getting off work at 10. I'm getting off work at 5. That's not going to work. And he's damn sure not catching no school bus.
Right.
So when I quit my job and everything, I'm already stressed out from trying to think of how to get this, you know, this money coming in. You know, I like a certain amount of money in my account to make sure, you know, I'm not stressing and everything. So when I had people playing with me in my company and everything, I'm like, all y'all gotta go. It was to the point where it was just like me and one other person. And I started with like 5-6 people. And I'm like, I would rather do this shit myself. Mm-hmm. rather do this shit myself. And it's so funny because I'm damn near at that point again. Like, people don't even know. Like, I'm like, listen, you take off for a month. You take off for a month. You don't want to do this no more. Don't do it no more. I done sacrificed way too much. Like, I got babies to feed. Right. And my boys eat like grown-ass men. Okay? My refrigerator is damn near empty, and I just grocery shopped 2 days ago, and they're 6 and 2. I just don't understand it.
Same over here.
Like, I'm like, y'all do not eat like this in school. What the hell is going on?
Yeah.
So when it comes to a team, it's like really hard.
So from when you started, do you find yourself changing the quote unquote interview questions? Are they more detailed? Are they more like direct? Like, this is like an average day. Could you handle that? Is it that versus the slide at the beginning?
So it's funny because I know myself. I am very, like I said, I wear my heart on the sleeve. I am very like, oh yeah, sure, oh yeah, okay, yeah. So I have brought on my hiring manager, and she cutthroat. She like, I ain't saying that shit. So she does all my hiring. I don't even sit at the interviews. Like, I don't. She tell me who she hired. I be like, all right, because I know she don't play. So
yeah,
I know I cannot do the hiring. Like, I cannot. That's because everybody be freaking working for me. Okay,
right.
Everybody. So she does all my hiring. That's not in my forte. And I read in one book, I forget it, but it was like, you know, work smart, not hard. You know, if you don't feel like it's something, if you don't feel like you can do that job, hire somebody to do it for you. You know, because in the beginning, I was just bringing on everybody, and I'm like, why is this not working? So when I sat back, I said, you can't hire people.
Yeah.
You hire everybody. And then when she stepped up to the plate, I was like, bad, because she has a background in HR.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, this works better. Like, people know not to play with me, but they know not to play with her. You know, they know. Like, I be having people like, yo, I'm scared of her. I'm like, good. You should be.
Good. It helps you feel like you got somebody that has your back on what you're trying to do.
Exactly.
So you can focus on what you're trying to do. So that's good.
Exactly. So then, how I feel like my business was able to grow so much is because I was doing everything. I was doing my shopping. I'm doing my emails. I'm doing hiring. I'm doing this, and this. And like I said, I'm stressing myself the heck out. So when I sat there and I read that one book, I'm like, it's time to stack your money so you can start hiring people to take this stress away from you. And what I also felt like I was focusing so much on like hiring and emails and all this other stuff that I wasn't having time to create. And like I said, my background in art is very strong. So I'm a creator. I love to create. I love to experiment, you know. So when I felt like I wasn't doing it, I started to kind of like get down, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm tired of making the same food. Like, you know, I'm a Gemini. We get bored easily.
Me too. June 4th. Okay. I need to
wait for birthday.
Yes, June 4th.
I'm June 3rd. Stop it.
Listen, we are the same people.
Oh my God. Listen, I get bored. I'm like, F this. I'm done. I get bored. So when I started to realize, like, I'm not creating anything, I'm not putting out new recipes, this is not what I signed up for. This is when I really started bringing people on. I hired an assistant. I hired staff for my cooking classes. I hired my hiring manager. I hired my head assistant who took over all my emails. And then once I did that, I had more time with my family. I had more time to create, you know. I felt like, okay, this is how it's supposed to be. Like, so I feel like that's why my business was able to grow. Like, a lot of people were like, I don't need no team.
You do.
I swear you do.
Yeah. If you want to be your absolute best, you do, because when I can't create, I feel like I can't breathe. And then everybody gets the brunt of that. I start yelling. I start being frustrated. And I'm not even frustrated at you. I'm frustrated at this. And to have
we irritated over everything.
Listen, to have people that understand that, and for your husband to be also an entrepreneur, he understands, and you guys can, work with each other. That's what it takes. And that's why I'm just like, you know what? I'm single because I know the person is going to take to be where I need them to be with me has to also be a creative, has to also have a drive, and I can't do nothing less.
They have to. Like at my old job, I would be talking to my coworkers and they'd be like, why do you want to quit your job? Why do you want to become an entrepreneur? I'm like, why don't you? I'm so confused.
Really? You can't be here forever.
Well, and mind you, it's the coworkers that have been there for 15, 16 years. But mind you, y'all, we damn near the same age.
Yeah.
Y'all been there 15, 16 years, and all y'all do every goddamn day is complain. Why do you want to stay here?
I don't want to be at a job where I got to complain about it.
And then that's when I start cutting off people who wasn't like-minded. And I also think that's kind of what helped me.
Yeah.
I would have people that I was holding on to just because we got history of friendship and everything. I start cutting people off left and right. I don't give a shit how long I knew you. If we're not having the same like-minded conversations, it is no point of me no longer talking to you, because you complaining is only going to stress me the hell out, and that is no good for my business and my the way I think and everything. So that's another thing that kind of plays into like being a successful, entrepreneur. You got to cut that dead weight, and them people, them negative people, and people who do the small talk and gossip and all that shit got to go. Like,
listen, when I tell people I like my phone dry, I like my phone dry.
Listen, super dry.
Don't call me for nothing.
When I tell you, people do not listen. This is how bad it is. My family be like, "Kid, you do not be around." No, because it's nothing but drama. Y'all get the fuck on my nerves. Y'all negative Nancy's. Like, my sister be calling me like, "Kid, they call me 3 times with this bullshit." I'm like, "Oh, they ain't call me. They know not to call me."
Yes. Yes.
Because kids not. They not. They tried it in the beginning, and I just start hanging up. I put my own family members on the block list. Like,
there's a lot of family that I got that don't have my phone number, nor do they know where I live at.
Listen, when I tell you, barely any of my family was invited to my wedding. Mm-hmm. I'm not playing with y'all. Y'all negative. Y'all nasty people. Y'all always got something to say. Like, that's not helping me out in what I'm trying to do in my life. Like, y'all gotta go. And people, my cousin, like, when he was locked up for a long time, he came home, he was like, that's trifling. You don't have no relationship with your family. Girl, within the first month, he done fought his daughter. He done fought his child. I said, Do you see why? Yeah. I have no ties to you guys. There's
there's different family dynamics. So, like, I have friends who have their father and their mother that been married for 30-something years. Their brother come to the house. They eat every Sunday, and I see them, but it's like looking at a museum, because there's no one in my family that's like that. So for me, it's kind of like when I meet people that give me good vibes and good energy, I'm just like, I create my family. The people I'm related to is by default. So
exactly.
That's how I see people. That's how I see people.
That's how I am. Like, honest to God, it's crazy. I consider people that I met on Instagram family more than I do my own family.
Mm-hmm. Your actions are better than the title.
You know how, like, us Geminis are, we pick up on energy. Mm-hmm. Like, I can meet somebody for 2 minutes and be like, oh man, you're not gonna work. We're not gonna get along. Yeah. This ain't going. Mm-hmm. You know, and then I can meet another person and be like, oh my God, we're besties for life.
Right.
Like, I can talk.
They feel like home. And it's just like, okay.
You know, it feels comfortable.
Yeah.
So with my family and my dad's side of the family, I love my dad's side of the family. Like, you know, they're quiet. They're, you know, they handle their business. They move on. So my mom's side of the family is like, y'all still getting the brawls in the projects. Like, I just don't understand that. You know, like, that's not where we're not doing that. I ain't doing that. Like, and it took me a long time to become okay with cutting people off. Now, I read you out of my life and I don't give 2 drops of a dime. I'm cool. Because I know my inner peace, protecting your peace plays out so much greater than what you think. Like, a lot of people think like, oh, you're just being selfish, but no, that comes with a lot. Like, I'm happy in my home, therefore now my kids are happy. Now my husband is happy, my household is happy. Right. You know, like, it's a lot of things that plays into your inner peace. And my inner peace means way more to me than damn near anybody. If it's not my immediate family, I got like 8 brothers, 1 sister. If it's not them, my nieces and my nephews, y'all be all right.
That's how I
am. Y'all be okay.
So,
y'all
like,
be okay.
Whenever you find yourself in like a creative rut, or you need to get out of the element that you're in, what helps you with that?
Traveling, which makes me really sad now because I can't. Like, last year I traveled so much. Like, what I do when I travel, I just like to go to random places. I like to go off the grid. Like, anytime we go out of the country, we'll be on the resort, but we like to visit the countryside. Right. So I'm in the people's houses who ain't got no electricity, and they cooking for us, and we tasting their food. And like Dominican Republic, I went to the country and they made this rice, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, you know, and that just, it sparks like this flame, because you think you know everything, and then you get out here and it's like, well, what the hell?
Yeah. Like, and that's perfect for you, because a lot of chefs like to be like, oh, this is this type of food, and you taste it and be like, this ain't that. So if you connect with it and you know for real that food, that food is gonna speak for itself.
Yeah. And I like to take like a little piece of like everything. Like, I went out LA twice last year, and my one staff member was like, what she said? Let's go to some taco restaurant, but it's like a mainstream restaurant. I said, no, how about we go to them? You see them people in the corner with that stand, with that taco station? I'm going there.
Yeah.
That's where I want to go. She was like, ew. I said, girl, ew. That's about to be the most authentic tacos you probably ever had in your life. Like, I enjoy traveling, and if I can't travel, I watch documents on Netflix. I'll watch the Food Network. Like, I enjoy it so much. It's like ridiculous. I just downloaded because my sons, they take over my TVs. Like, I have no rights to my television whatsoever. So it's so sad. I'm so tired of watching Blippi, and I can't even Boss Baby, and I'm over it. So I downloaded this app, and in the morning we do my son's tutoring and everything, and then I give them an hour on their phone. So for an hour on their phone, because I'm like, if I gotta be stuck in this house, I need some kind of inspiration. Yeah. So I downloaded the Food Network app, and I just watch all these cooking shows, and I just sit there and I. You said what?
Do you have a favorite chef?
That's tough. No, I mean, I love Guy Fieri because he has personality. Bobby Flay is my boyfriend, so that's that. Even my husband knows it, so fight me. Trisha's home cooking, I like her. Ina Gar, and I like her. I don't really have a favorite. Like, I can sit there and watch all of them and just pick apart little things and then implement that into like my, style of cooking. Like, I sat there earlier while I was typing the recipes, and I watched like 4 shows, and I instantly was inspired. So, or even if I take a walk and if I see like a beautiful bush of flowers, I'll take them. And when I'm plating, like, say, my hors d'oeuvres or something, now I'm implementing the flowers that are blooming. Like, like, I find the thing about artists is, like, we find inspiration in, like, anything.
Yeah.
Child, if the sky is blue, I'm like, oh my God, the sky is blue. I'm going to get up and cook today. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, yesterday it was raining and cloudy. I was like, oh, I'm not cooking nothing. Y'all can eat these tater tots, you know.
Right, that's how I feel when it's cloudy. I'm just like, oh, it look like this, but I'm not doing nothing.
Exactly. Earlier, I'm like, oh, the sun is out. I'm like, y'all want these fried chicken wings? All right, I'm going to do fried chicken wings and I'm going to do the 5 spice chicken wings. You want to try this sauce? I'm going to make this sauce. You know, like, so I think, you know, traveling helps to inspire me, you know, and just watching, you know, shows inspire me. And when I'm watching shows, I don't want to watch the people like, this is going to sound bad. Earlier, I was watching a show. I'm not going to say the name of it, but whatever. Like, you know, they was making like fried chicken, macaroni and cheese. And I'm like, girl, I make that shit already. Next. Yeah. You know, give me something that's going to push my
out the box, a challenge.
You know, like, yeah. That's the kind of shit. I think that's just the Gemini in us. Like, give me this challenge. Like, I love it. Like, I love half the times when I'm booked for gigs, like, I had somebody hit me up. She was like, can you cook Greek food for me? I go, sure can. Yeah. I ain't cooked Greek food a day in my goddamn life.
But you're to learn. You
girl,
like
but challenge. Exactly. I love that challenge shit. I'll be like, bet.
Yeah.
Bet. You want to challenge me? Bet. Bet. So I researched it. I looked it up. I tried out recipes. I'm like, bet. I got it. Now I got a Greek menu. People be like, a Greek menu? I'm like, yeah, why not? You know, like when people hit me up for like retreats and I never did them a day in my life, I'm going to figure it out.
Yeah. So when it comes to like prepping, let's say you're doing like a catering gig, when it comes to prepping, how many months in advance do you need to really fulfill what they're asking you?
Shit, child, please. I need 2 days. It depends on the amount of people, but like I had somebody hit me up. What's today? Tuesday? I had somebody hit me up yesterday. She was like, can you do a private dinner for me and my boyfriend? You know, it's his birthday. Can I get the filet mignon with the grilled lobster? Da, 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 da. I'm like, yep, sure can. And it's Thursday. I had somebody hit me up Saturday morning to book me to do her boyfriend's dinner. And that's the video I posted. It was like the filet mignon with the crab and the salmon and all of that. She hit me up Saturday morning. But mind you, Saturday morning, I'm already on my way to cater a private brunch. So now I have to call my assistant like, all right, I need you to shop for this. This is the grocery list. I hurry up and write the grocery list out, send it to her. She get the grocery list, bring it to me. Now, Sunday afternoon, we on our way to this client house that literally just booked me Saturday morning. I'm get to it. I love and I don't know if that's just a Gemini, but I love that challenge shit. I feel like it just keeps me pumping. It keeps me going. It's exciting to me, you know, like we don't like boring stuff.
No.
We don't like boring stuff.
Spontaneous, so if you hit
it. Spontaneous, child, that be getting my blood boiling. Like, yes, absolutely. Like I had somebody who hit me up, she hit me up like a month ago and it was for like 75 people on a Saturday. I think she hit me up on like that Wednesday. Her caterer, it was for 40 people. Her caterer flaked on her, just completely disappeared. She hit me up too, like, I know it's extremely last minute and you may not be able to do it, but I thought I'd just give it a try to hit you up. Girl did it. She emailed me like, you're the fucking shit. I was like, listen, challenge me. Okay, what's that challenge? What's that little jump rope game we used to play? Challenge me, please. I love it. Yeah. And especially with like stuff like that, she's like, it's my 30th birthday. I feel like it's all over. I'm like, no, girl, I got you. Don't worry. She's like, really? I'm like, yeah, don't worry. I got you. Mm-hmm. She was like, I'm not going to lie. I didn't think it was going to work out the way it did. No, I got you. I had a client hit me up for his mom 80th birthday party. It was like on a Tuesday. The birthday party was on a Friday. He was like, how the fuck did you pull that off? I'm like, listen.
That's the difference between people that do good business and people that are just in business.
Yeah. And like I was saying earlier, how all of this like really came into full circle is because I feel like my background in everything, my background in art, me watching the Food Network, and even when I was working at King of Prussia Mall, my customer service was A1, like unmatched. Like my people, they used to send me to the front of the store. Like, you go to the front of the store. Mm-hmm. Like you I used to get all the customers. My 9 to 5 at the I was at a retirement home. I was concierge. My residents loved me. Like, when I tell you loved, when I will call out and somebody else will sit at the desk, they will be calling my cell phone like, Lakia, why are you not here?
Right.
This person has no idea of what to do. Like, old people dramatic, child. They don't know what to do. So when I told them I was leaving, when I tell you crying, my residents cried. They was like, what are we supposed to do? Like, what? My customer service was so on point. I don't play. Like, I love to make people feel good. And if I feel like if you paying a certain amount of money, you deserve the top.
You do.
You deserve the top quality. My email preference, if I don't return I like to return my emails 24 hours or less. I don't play that shit. If it go over a day, I'm hot.
Yeah.
When I email people back, they're like, oh my God, you emailed me back so fast. I'm like, girl, what? So people don't email back the same day? Like,
yeah.
What the hell? And I'm like, y'all really don't. My customer service, so like I said, I feel like me working at the mall in customer service, me doing concierge, me being in art, me taking my sewing class and me taking my cooking class in high school, and all of that shit is playing into this now. And it's just so weird how I be sitting back on some days like, wow, this really came full circle. This is weird. It's weird, but God does everything for a reason, child.
So, with that being said, what 3 things make you feel like you're ultimate woman?
Ooh. Okay, let me think. Ultimate woman. My family. As long as I got my family in a good position, I feel like a boss ass woman. Like, when I can tell my husband, I'm gonna cover this, you just sit back this month because I got it, that makes me feel like, as long as I'm taking care of home, I feel like a boss ass woman. Second is my business. As long as I'm able to run my business and do what I gotta do, I definitely feel like I'm on my game. I'm on my shit. I'm a boss ass woman. I feel good about, being myself. I feel good about being myself. Third thing is, when I finally get the time and I get dressed and everything, that also makes me feel good. Getting pretty, because I do that like once every 4 months now.
Wow.
You feel good. And when people, I'm gonna add a fourth thing. When people come to me and compliment my business and tell me, how good the service was, and when people acknowledge what I'm doing, that makes me feel good about myself, because I sacrifice so much. So when I actually see people like acknowledging what I'm doing and what I'm trying to do, that definitely makes me feel like a woman, like a good woman about what I'm doing.
That's good. And I completely understand everything you said. When it comes to being a mother, how would you describe that?
Oh my, why are you going to ask this question during this quarantine time? Why are you going to ask this question?
Give me the pre-quarantine answer.
Now, I don't even know the pre-quarantine. I'm 8 days in now. If you out on my story, I posted, I had got a package and it had like the little popcorn things in there. My children decided to spill the stuff all over the damn floor. I've been posting my day, day 1, day 2. I said day whatever the F this is. I don't even know. Like, I'm just being a mom is patience. Like, it's definitely patience. It's patience, child. I don't know what else to say. Like, you know how it is. Like, we yelling all day, we fussing all day, but then when they go to sleep, we like, oh, my baby.
Yeah.
how that go. They give me purpose. They fuel me. They give me this drive because we gotta take care of our babies, you know. But there's a but. See, with my boys, they're mommy boys. I breastfed both of my sons for 2 years, so they are very attached. And with this and us being in the house now, it's like that's my mommy. No, that's my mommy. No, it's my mommy. Mommy, that's my mommy. No, I'm like, Jesus Christ. I be looking at my husband like, get him. Like,
yeah.
He's like, but they want you. And I'm like, oh my God. But parenthood is, from somebody who said that she was never having kids, I was like, I'm never having kids. I don't like kids. Get y'all goddamn kids away from me. Listen, people want to let me babysit. I'm the mean aunt. Like, my nieces and nephews, like, if my niece or nephew like do something and my sister will go to them, my sister is, you know, she be like, all right, I'm calling Aunt Kiki. They're like, no, don't call Aunt Kiki. Like, I'm that person. Like, I don't like everybody kids now.
Yeah.
So when I had him, I was like, oh shit, I'm a parent and I have children. Like, I was as shocked as I was with my second child as I was with the first. I was like,
listen,
I'm pregnant with a second child.
I said, the Lord gave me a girl. Okay, I'm gonna let you rock this time. And the second time, I already made the registry boyish. I said, I know this is a boy. I know this is a boy. When that nurse called me, she was like, so you want to know? I said, yes. She was like, it's a girl. I said, get off my phone. I was so upset. And I have the most girliest girls, and I'm a tomboy because I'm the last of 4 boys. I'm the only girl.
Oh my God.
I'm just like, why? Why do I have girls? Listen,
I can't even have a girl. I wouldn't even know what to do with her. Like, I wouldn't even know. She probably cry like, girl, stop crying. Shut up. Like, that's how, because my voice is so rough.
It's a lot.
So I'm such a boy mom. Like, when I was on that table pregnant with my second son, and I'm sitting there talking, and she's like, are you okay? I was like, oh yeah, I'm just praying to God that it's not a girl. She's like, you're praying to God that you don't have a girl? Hell yeah, I don't want no girl, child. You stupid. I don't want no goddamn girl. They're like, well, you got one boy. Maybe you want a girl. No, the hell I don't. I don't want no girl. They're like, why you don't want a girl? Because I was a damn girl, and me and my mom ain't get along for shit.
How do you deal with the pressures of having brown sons and living up north and with the environment and everything?
So, girl, you getting into some questions. Because
that was like my fear. Is yes, I do want a son, but how do I protect him with this life that's here?
So, we live in the county. It's a bunch of foreigners. Our block is very quiet. It's like no life on this damn block, like whatsoever. My son goes to the top private school in Pennsylvania, and it's 2 black boys in his class. The rest is white. It's 2 kindergarten classes. It's 4 black boys total out of 22 boys. So we always knew that we was going to put our son in like the best school possible. But when we got to this school, we just knew it was different. Like, they had parent cocktail hours and like all this other. This child is it's a definitely a culture shock. Yeah. So when we were trying to explain to my son, his name is Kendall, my 6-year-old, you know, we told him, I said, you know, Kendall, you may not see a lot of people that look like you, because what we do tell my son is that you're a brown boy, you're smart, you're handsome, you know, and we kind of repeat those things daily. Like, it's an hour away from our home. Wow. So when we're driving him to school, we have him say those things. So, I don't know. I was always raised out in the county. I was always the black girl amongst white girls. You know, my stepdad is white. How old am I? I'm 31. My stepdad been in my life for 27 years. So I was always exposed to diversity. it was never a black and white thing to me until these past couple of years. Even my stepdad full blown Italian. He be calling white people crackers. Child, I can't. I be like, Pop, you are white. Like, stop it. He like, fuck, I'm not. So we haven't gotten to that point yet of explaining all of this to him, but Kendall definitely knows that he's a black boy and things are different for white boys and black boys. We haven't gotten into exposing him to, girl, he don't even know about this virus. We haven't gotten to exposing him to like the truths of the world because we think he's at the point where he can't even like fully understand it, you know. My son is like, he's extremely intelligent and he will sit there and pick everything up. But why? You know? So I feel like once he gets older and he's venturing out into this world by himself, which probably be like 15 because I'm one of those moms, child, then that's when I'll tell him. And I'm praying to God that by the age of 10 and 15, all of this shit is done, you know. But for right now, I feel safe. I've been in this neighborhood since I was 7. So, you know, police officers and everything, like, well acquainted, you know. I still honestly, as much hate as for police officers as people have, I still look at police officers and I still tell them thank you. You know, I don't have no hate in my heart because everybody not the same, right. You know. So as far as raising my black boys in this world, I feel like my sons are going to be okay. And if the tables turn, then that's when I'll definitely sit them down and tell them, listen, this is what it is. But for right now, where we're at, the time that we're in, we're not at that point. So, but my sons are definitely well aware that they are black and that shit is different for black people. I don't go into depth about it, but they definitely know that white people can do certain shit and black people can't. Okay. So that's as far as we got with that whole, you know, ordeal. Yeah.
And you don't want to put like this assumption, fear into them so young for them not to feel like they can express themselves.
Right.
So I think, you know, tiptoeing into it is fine.
Yeah, just easing. And then also with my son, you know how kids are. I don't need him going to school saying, my mom said white people are devil. No, I don't need that.
Right. No, that's conversation.
You know, we have to really, and then we had this thing with going back and forth, like, should we put him in a black school so, you know, he can toughen up and da-da-da-da, or should we break our fucking necks to keep him in this private school so he can have the best education that there is? And we just all gonna have to deal with this diversity change, like,
or even like the fact that you travel, he can come with you on trips and you can still show him different cultures. I think that's primarily what should be the focus for anyone with kids. Is
exactly. We
take him out of their element.
Exactly. He goes away for every birthday. We don't do birthday parties because, like I said, you know, me and kids don't. We don't. Yeah. So
because I'm starting to parties.
No, we don't do. We don't do. So he goes away for his birthday. If he asks, because like the way Kendall be talking, y'all, it's not even. It's like I know my child's spoiled, but the way Kendall be talking, like he be like, so I'm going to Orlando for my birthday, you know, da 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 da, and we'll take his ass to Orlando. Yeah. So last year, we just booked a flight because it was cheap. We took him to Miami or whatever. We took both our sons to Miami. Family trip. You know, Miami's like my second favorite city. So we're in Miami. He like, I'm gonna drive a Lamborghini. Oh, no. I said, okay, you know, but this is my thing. Okay, baby, if you think you're gonna drive a Lamborghini, you gonna drive a Lamborghini. You know, I'm not one of them parents like, no, you're not. What you talking about? You know, but if you want to drive a Lamborghini, drive a Lamborghini. And I swear to God, we were leaving the aquarium, and we stopped at this freaking hot dog stand, and this orange Lamborghini pulled up to us, and I said, "Get the fuck out of here!" I said, because that's all he'd been asking. He wanted to see a Lamborghini. He like, even if I just see a Lamborghini, Mom. Yeah. I'm like, all right, baby. And it's Miami. I'm like, you'll probably see one, like, But we were staying in, like, northern Miami. We wasn't staying on South Beach. Yeah. So I'm like, I don't know, baby. Like, this is where all of the old people and the workers live. So I don't know. Child, this Lamborghini pulled up next to us. He said, Mom, it's a Lamborghini. But he would see like a Mustang and say it's a Lamborghini. I'm like, that's not a Lamborghini, Kendall. It's a Mustang, like. So any foreign car he thought he saw was a Lamborghini. Bitch, when I looked, I said, oh shit, it's a fucking Lamborghini.
But that's what kids do. They manifest things, and you don't want to block that.
No. So not only did this boy see a Lamborghini, I looked at my husband. I said, is it okay? Because I'm like, is it okay if I asked him if we can just take a quick ride in the car? Yeah. And I think they were like French. Yeah. And I said, hey, my son is obsessed with Lamborghinis. Can you just, show him the car? I said, can you show him the car? So he opened the door. He said, sure. Opened the door, dropped the top. My son losing his goddamn mind. He said, you want to drive it?
Oh,
no. Girl. He let my son drive that goddamn Lamborghini.
Oh, wow.
I'm sitting in the passenger seat like, this is the craziest shit that has ever happened to me. Yeah. He's like, Mommy, I told you I was going to drive a Lamborghini in Miami, and I drive a Lamborghini in Miami, and I'm going to buy a Lamborghini, and I'm going to get you a Lamborghini. And I'm like, but when I sat there, I said, yo, this is crazy, because this is what we work so hard for. I'm working so hard for to provide you this. You are 5 years old. You're 5 years old going to Miami, and you freaking drove a Lamborghini after you just saw Free Willy, bro. I don't know the name of the whale. We just call him Free Willy. Because he was like, I want to see a whale. Yeah. And that's what we took him there, and I'm just like, I got to keep going hard. Like, little moments like that is just like, keep doing what you're doing. Yeah. Because you providing. Kendall is 6. I did not have that I ain't traveled. Well, I ain't see none of that. None of that. And I'm like, this is the life that we said that we was providing for our children. Like, traveling the top school. So I ain't got no choice but to go hard. You gotta go.
That's good. Kids will do that for you. And, him just having that experience, he's going to share with someone else.
Right.
And they're going to share with someone else. So what they...
Girl, his family was like, you lying. I go, he ain't lying. I got the pictures. I'm that mom that's like, look, I got the pictures. Just him driving it.
Right.
But so, it fuels you. It just makes you feel good and makes you actually want to go like 10 times harder.
Mm-hmm. They need that. And they need to see you happy about what you're doing. And to have 2 parents that's happy about what they're doing, like, y'all doing what y'all supposed to do.
He know. He be telling people, he be like, my mom and dad entrepreneurs. My mom is chef. He like, her name Cooking with Kia. My baby don't play.
That's good.
Like, one time I was at a gig and I had my Cooking with Kia shirt on. He's like, I told you she cooking with Kia. I told you. That's my mom. That's how my son is. That boy don't play.
So for women, why would you say it's important for women to find their purpose?
I feel like, and I'm going to be very, very honest. Women, we're nurturers. And we take care of everybody else. We take care of the kids. We take care of our men, our parents, everybody else. And I feel like we lose ourselves when we solely focus on that. Like, with my first son, I lost myself. Like, I was gone. Mm-hmm. I was gone. And my husband was like, what are you doing? I'm like, what? And then I looked in the mirror one day. I said, oh, yeah, I'm totally gone. I was gone. Yeah. I was looking crazy. Breast milk all stained up. And yeah. But I feel like it's so important for us to find our purpose, because we need that we need that self-knowing. We need to know that at the end of the day, if it's just down to me or, you know, you by yourself, you will be okay. Like, girl, hold on. But, yeah, I feel like having that self-purpose is definitely, it's like, self-purpose is like self-healing to me. Knowing that I'm okay in this world by myself. If I didn't have anybody else in this world, minus my babies and my husband, I'm going to be absolutely okay. It gives me that little pep in my step and that little confidence that I need to get through, you know, get through everything that we're going through, you know. Before, and I won't lie, before I started this business, I wasn't as confident in myself, like, but now that I have this, like, you know, and I have this going on and everything, I know at the end of the day, regardless of what happened, God forbid, even if I lose my husband, I'm going to be good. Mm-hmm. So having that self-purpose is like important. It helps our sanity. You know, it brings us a nice little peace of mind. And it just brings me, it brings me peace, you know, so.
As it should. I think as society does a lot of making women feel like they need to have this person. And you need to have these friends or you won't be anybody. And it's kind of like, no, that's incorrect.
Listen, when I tell you, I'm not saying I can't stand a woman like this, because this is where I'm coming from. My mom, like I said, my stepdad been in our lives forever. He took care of my mom. I ain't never seen my mom work a job. Never. But I also saw how she solely relied on that man. That wasn't me.
Yeah, no. I told my mom that.
Hell no.
Yeah.
No. Because now I gotta do this. I have to. No. Nigga, no. I can't. Like, so when I see women that are like solely relying on the income of their man, and the next thing you know, that nigga cheating on them, and he done put her out the goddamn house. No.
Right.
This is my triplex. Y'all ain't put me out of nowhere.
Right.
This is my my shit. Mm-hmm. I feel like it is the utmost important for women to have their own, especially during these times, because we need to rely on ourselves before we rely on another human. And that's just, I'm not even going to elaborate on that. That's just period. Like, child.
Even you married, you guys are a team.
Still got my own.
You wouldn't feel comfortable being within the marriage, being who you are, not bringing something to the household.
No.
Because you don't know what
I'm not
to him. And it's kind of like,
you want to know what? That's why he married me.
Boom.
He said, because at the end of the day, I know if anything was to happen to me, you gonna be just okay. You gonna be okay. He said you gonna be better than okay. Mm-hmm. Like, when I tell you, I motivate him and he motivate me, like, we the best business partners. Like, I be shooting ideas at him, he be shooting ideas at me. Like, you got in these time and days, you have got to bring something to the table. You see them posts where they're like, I am the table. I'm the whole table. Right. I'm a 10-foot table. Okay? 10-foot, 20-foot table. Yeah. So I strongly believe in having something of your own is imperative, because what I've learned and what I've actually witnessed over these years, the women who have nothing for themselves and solely rely on a man get dogged out the worst. Mm-hmm. That whole housewife shit is out the window. I used to have, my residents used to be like, so you work full time, and well, what do you do when you get home? Well, your husband allows you to. I'd be looking at them like,
allows.
I'd be looking at them like, it is 2018. Yeah. I put up money for the bills.
Yeah.
Like when I saw them posting, it was like, if you putting up money for rent or you're living with your roommate, not your boyfriend or husband.
No.
And I'm like, no, y'all living with niggas that's walking all over y'all and cheating on y'all because y'all ain't putting up shit. Like, that's what y'all living with. Like, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, women, we gotta have our own. It's important. You have to. You gotta have some kind of purpose out in this world, and don't be relying on not one single person but your damn self.
Completely agree. So, for you, do you know at least 3 women on their grind and with a similar mindset like you, that you're like, okay, you know, I got your back on this, you got my back on this, I support you in this?
I damn sure do. I know more than 3. Okay. So, hold on, because I'm about to pull up the Instagram. So I met a lot of amazing women. My first retreat that I worked was the Women in Retreat. Milano, she hosted it. That was her retreat. She does Women in Retreats. I catered 2 of them for her. And during those times, I met some pretty amazing women. So we call each other sisters. And that's just period. We're sisters now. Like, so the real Leah, she is the boss of Mink Girl. She does wigs. That's my sister for life. Like-minded, hustler, go hard. Keisha from Ete Hair. That's my sister. Milan from Milano de Rouge. That's my sister. She's a hustler. Moy Sheriff, Miriam. That's my sister. She's a badass hustler. Like, these women, when I tell you these women that I'm mentioning go harder than I do, when I think I'm doing something and I see them working in one day and 20, I'd be like, oh shit, let me step my game up.
Right.
They go hard. Our Mancy, she is like hard. Lynn, she's down in Maryland, she go hard. My sister Shay, she go hard. Like, I met all these women at this first retreat, and when I tell you we clicked, it was just crazy. Like, I love them so much. We linked up. This is 2020. I think we linked up probably 2-3 years ago, and we still stay in touch. We still post each other. We still support each other. It's like, it's honestly ridiculous. Like, seeing these women, having these women in my life, because before I didn't have them, I'm like, oh, I'm doing my thing. But seeing these women, and they say the same about me, and I'm like, no, bitch, you hustling. They're like, no, you hustling. I'm like, no, you hustling.
Right.
Like,
right.
Having them in my life just makes me want to, like, take it up 10 notches. Like, right now, if I go on half-day pages and I'll see what they did today compared to what I did today, I will probably be up to 2 o'clock in the morning.
But that's what you need. You need people that push you. Right.
Yes, we push each other without even knowing that we're doing it. Like, it's just amazing, like the bond that we have with each other and how we uplift and motivate each other and support each other is just, it's beautiful and it's ridiculous. Like, and I was telling Milan, I'm like, you don't even know what you started. Like, this thing right here that we got is forever. It's like you really built this sisterhood of like-minded bosses, and it's crazy. I love them to death.
Yeah, it's good. In the next 5 years, what would you like to see more for women, like, happen in the next 5 years?
Honestly, I feel like the world is starting to realize that we're not fucking around. Like within this year, I've been seeing, not even just for like Black women, but women period. Like, I've been seeing statistics say Black women-owned companies are on the rise. Black women-owned companies they taking over. The percentage of Black women millionaires and women millionaires ratio to men we starting to really get up there, you know, with the men. So I feel like in 5 years, girl, we running everything.
Yeah.
We running everything, because you got to remember, us women, we be the backbone. we be the backbone to a lot. When these men fall down, we be the ones that be taking on everything. So I feel like in 5 years, child, we gonna have our female president.
We need it. I don't know why they so resistant. That's what we need.
We gonna have our female president, and women after that, girl, it's a wrap. Once we get that female president in the office, please.
Yeah. I want the question to change. Like when people see a woman, they be like, "Oh, you don't have a husband." I want people to ask men, "So you still dating girls? You don't have a wife?"
Yeah.
I want
you
that.
Don't have a wife?
Right.
Please.
Like, what are you doing?
Please. Please. You stupid if you ain't got a wife. You lonely.
Listen.
I feel like women really, and I feel like this boost of female entrepreneurs that took over like these last 2 years has motivated so many other females that now a lot more females are wanting their own. Like, I feel like females are starting to realize, like, you know what, I can do this shit by myself. I can do this on my own. Look at this person. Look at this person. So now that they have more people that they can look at, and, we're not looking at just Bill Gates, and we're not looking at, all these men. Now y'all seeing way more females on the cover of Forbes magazines. Mm-hmm. Like, I feel like now that we already at this point. So now it's like over. We taking over, like
as we need to.
Because the world needs us. Hello, we smart.
Perspective, a different push. Beyond the house. We are beyond that.
We do it all, and men can't do what we do. That's at the end of the day.
Right.
Y'all can't do what we do, and y'all can't do it with the finesse that we do, and y'all can't do it with the poise that we. Why is this? I'm sorry, this car is going down the wrong way in my block. We do it with poise and finesse and beauty, and y'all don't do it the way we do it. So 5 years from now, it's gonna be our world.
I like that. Well, Kia, tell the people where to find you, or how to get a class, and how to connect.
So please follow me on Instagram. It's Kia Denise, KIADENISE. I host my virtual cooking classes on Periscope, and my name is KDenise1. Email me if you need advice. My email is contact@kiadenise.com, or DM me. I'm always dropping gems. Let me know. You can reach me on those 3 things.
Nice. I love it. I want to hear more from you. Anything that you're doing